Oh man. Didn't realize I was logged into YouTube on my phone. I just hurt myself. Plug my phone up. Oh crap. Breaking things. Okay. Oh, let me turn my other light on. There we go. That was misery. Man. Oh, that was misery. You know, the most frustrating thing about, because we haven't lost a lot this year, obviously, right? It hasn't been that many times. We've only come on here 17 times and had to talk about a loss. But even some of the wins that we had early on felt like a loss. But I think the most frustrating thing is I don't think I've experienced a loss this year that didn't severely frustrate me. As you guys remember, like when we were going through the tank, I was rarely upset. Not only because I knew it was a tank, but it was also one of the things where it was like, well, what do you do, right? Like, what else could Popovich have done to help the team? Like, I always felt like every year, and even though, you know, stuff I didn't agree with all the time with Pop, but like, it always felt like he is utilizing all of his roster to the best of his ability. And my whole gripe this entire time has been us not doing that. And this is one of those games where I felt like we just didn't do it. It's a lot of things out of our control, but good God almighty, bro. Try something else. I mean, that's one thing though. We didn't even trade him. We waived him, right? You said we shouldn't have traded Sohan, but like, that was just a player. I never said maybe his rookie year where I was like, maybe, but even when we looked over what Pat Bev had to say about him, he was like, this guy could be like a star. He could be like Kawhi. I never thought that. But I did think you'll be able to use him. And even apart from that, it's like, okay, well, Carter Bryant's coming alive, right? Everyone's saying that that's the replacement. That's who's going to play. That's who. How does Carter Bryant get a DNP? How? Why? For what reason? For what reason does he get a DNP? For what reason? This is going to be... I feel like this is going to be a long discussion. Like I said, we've only lost 17 times this season. I haven't had to come on here that many times after a loss. Some of our wins still felt like losses, at least as how I perceived it, because I didn't think we were utilizing all of our roster. I didn't think that we were necessarily setting this team up for advantageous plays. And I felt like that kind of the entire season. During this winning streak, I was like, we look so good. I'm not tripping about it. You're still utilizing Carter a little bit when you can. You know, I'm still waiting for the big, like, okay, you're part of the rotation. Because that's what everyone told me. Everyone told me that he's the replacement of Jeremy. And, you know, there's just no place for Jeremy on this team. And you just can't use him. And there's nothing you can do about it. Whatever. Got over it. Not with the team anymore. Don't care. Like, let's just use what we got. And we still not doing it. And then the Spurs have interest in Chris Middleton. And I'm like, okay, okay, cool. All right, we're definitely gonna play him, right? Like he's a veteran, and he could come to the Spurs, and that would be really great. And then it's announced that he's gonna stay with Dallas. So it's just like you really gotta squeeze as much as you can out of this team, man. It's the flaws are very obvious. Well, actually, I don't think the flaws are as obvious for like the average person just tuning into the Spurs, but for us, it's pretty obvious. And the Knicks exposed it. Oh, they exposed it so bad. Man, they exposed it so bad. The lack of perimeter defenders, the lack of offensive rebounding when we need it. I mean, good God, the over-reliance on specific guys, the lack of calling plays. It was all there. It was all there. Not calling timeouts quick enough. Not stopping the bleeding. I mean, it was ridiculous, man. It was very frustrating. And let me say this. I don't think losing, and we'll look at the stats in a little bit. I'm just doing my little soliloquy. I don't think losing to the Knicks and us having problems with the Knicks means that the Spurs can't get to the finals, means that we can't get to the Western Conference Finals. I don't think it means any of that, because the type of competition that we have, the Knicks just completely exposed. They make it so difficult, because when you don't have a true defensive wing, you don't have a true power forward, you have a bunch of guards in Wemby, a bunch of guards in Cornet, you can get pretty exposed with more physical, strong, bigger teams, right? And they have that. They have lengthy dogs. I mean, just be honest. I mean, that's what they got. Pause. But yeah, so they have that, and they can really expose you. I don't think we're necessarily going to see that in the West as much, as prevalent as the New York Knicks. Knicks might not even make it to the finals. If we make it to the finals, they might not even make it to the finals. So there's that. But they still expose some of our flaws. Like, this is kind of the reason why I'm quite afraid of the Wolves, at least early. Okay, if the Spurs can get a playoff series under their belt, which it looks like we're not going to be playing the first round anyways, because I don't think the Spurs get kicked out of 2 at all. I don't think they get kicked down at all. We're going to either be 2 or number 1 in the West. I don't see anything different. So we won't see them, and then the Wolves are going to stay around there at where they're at. So we'll probably, if we do see them, it'll probably be second round. But that's besides the point. But that's a team that kind of worries me, right? Because they have those dogs, because they can kind of expose that. And the biggest issue, man, the biggest issue I had with this game is, and I don't know what everyone's minutes are, so we'll take a look in a minute. But it felt like every second of Harrison Barnes being out there made no sense. I don't know why he was out there at all. Like, after the first couple minutes, you're not going back into this game. I'm sorry. Maybe spread out way far, but maybe. I don't know. Keldon, absolutely awful. Like, and what I mean is, defensively, they were just getting blown by every single second. Defensively, they were horrible. You didn't get anything from them offensively. And I've said this before, if you're not getting anything offensively, especially from Barnes, but if you're not getting anything offensively from Barnes or Keldon, there's really no use for them. Like, you're not really getting anything. Spurs weren't crashing the boards. Anybody named that's not Steph Castle wasn't even attempting to help. And then on top of it, with Keldon being useless in this game, with Barnes being useless in this game, coach didn't one time think Carter Bryant should be in this. I mean, the perimeter defense that we were playing was horrible with the lack of rebounding. And I know that we're lacking things, right? It's some stuff out of our control. There's nothing he can do about us not having a power forward right now. Plumlee, hopefully he can start getting into the rotation and he can help when we absolutely need him in moments like this, because he is a good rebounder. So, like, you can get Plumlee in there with Wemby, and maybe that'll help, right? That'll help us with that. And, okay, that kind of fixes that problem a little bit. Now, the perimeter defense, it's not really much you can do that. So what are we missing in this game? We're missing hustle, and we're missing perimeter defense. We need a little extra athleticism out there. We need a little extra nasty. And the one player that we have on the team, You already got rid of Jeremy, which is it's okay. I'm over it. I mean, we did our goodbyes. It is what it is. I won't harp on it, but okay. You guys can say, people can say, oh, you just can't use him. He's just so trash. He's just so bad. Okay, whatever. I take your word for it. Whatever. He's not on my team anymore. I'll move on. What do we have? We have Carter Bryant. Okay, he's going to play, right? How does he not get any play? He basically got a DNP today. How? How in this game does he get a DNP? And how in this game do you not go with French Vanilla? I mean, I know, well, I guess it would be a little bit more difficult in this one, but I mean, at least try something. I mean, the lack of boards was incredibly bad. Incredibly bad. And we do struggle. Well, I guess using Cornette would have been pretty hard because we do struggle with teams that try to do the 5-out, which they did that against us a lot. The lack of play calls. Oh, good God almighty. The lack of play calls. I mean, it was one point where it was just guys just standing around, man. No motion. Just standing around. A couple passes. Camera messed up. A couple passes and we take a contested 3. Like, that happens so many times. This game started off with us just, hold on, I'll bring up the stats. This game started off with us just trying to force feed Devin Vassell early on, which I'm not fully mad at it because of how well he was playing the game prior. So maybe they thought, hey, you might still have the high hand. And big shout out to Wemby because he did turn it on when we needed him to. He kind of realized, like, oh, okay, yeah, my team actually needs me this game, and he did play hard. But let's see, let's look at these stats. Oh my goodness, how does Keldon get 17 minutes in this game? Guys, I'm telling you, every minute felt so long. There was no reason for him to be out there. Keldon supplied nothing. Absolutely nothing this game. This isn't me saying Keldon is trash. This isn't me saying Keldon is bad or we shouldn't have him. It's none of that. It's none of that. It's just utilizing what you have for this moment. And what frustrates me, I think, even the most is that this felt like a playoff game because of how crazy the crowd was. Because it's going to be like that every night. Every away game is going to be like that. And you got to adjust. But like Keldon 17 minutes is mind blowing. Harrison Barnes 17 minutes is crazy. I think when he got to the, because I did see someone post this. I think when he had like the 15 or the 5 minute mark, he was a negative 18. How you a negative 18 with 5 minutes to play, bro? Barnes shouldn't have had so many minutes at all. At all. This doesn't mean you put in Carter Bryant and say, and this is the same issue I had with people with the Sohan thing. This doesn't mean you put him in and automatically you just win this game. But you're at least giving yourself the better shot. Because it felt like in this game, in other losses, some of the other losses we had, and even some of the wins that we pulled off at the very end, it just felt like we handcuffed ourselves and just like, all right, now let's play. Let's play. We didn't even have to. We didn't have to have the handcuffs on, but we did. We chose to do it. We chose to put on shackles and just say, all right, let's go play. Let's do it. Let's try to win. Just make it as difficult on yourself as possible. That's all I'm saying. Don't make it extra difficult for yourself. You see where you're struggling. You see where you're struggling here. Like, I don't know how many open threes the Knicks got. Guys. They had significantly less free throws. So they weren't as physical as far as getting to the rim. They only shot 58% of the free throws they did take. And they took nearly 50 three-point shots. And I tell you what, every single one of them was open. This could have been way worse. This could have been so much worse. The Knicks only shot 35% from three. It could have been so much worse, bro. And this is something that we probably should keep an eye on. When the Spurs shoot poorly from three, it's usually wraps. I think we're undefeated when we shoot 37%. I think we're undefeated. We couldn't adjust. Yeah. Started Green was great. Couldn't adjust. It's ridiculous. So these are some of my bigger, and then I got to talk about the elephant in the room. Okay, I got to talk about the elephant in the room after I tell you my big gripes. So some of the bigger gripes of this game is you're not playing Carter Bryant when you're lacking offensive rebounding and perimeter defense. Don't understand that. No excuse for it. It's inexcusable. The same thing I've been saying this whole time is inexcusable. I don't care. I do not care. I don't care for the reasons. I don't care for the analytics. I don't care about the stats on this one. No. Carter Bryant not playing in this one is inexcusable, period. With how this game was going, the trajectory of it, in which the Knicks were able to just get whatever they wanted, you put him in for a few minutes and maybe you get a big play here or there. But I never felt like, in very few games like this, I never felt like we were going to win it. Like when he didn't play by the halftime, I was like, oh my goodness. So not playing him, inexcusable, no reason for it. I don't care. That's crazy. Second, the over reliance on Harrison Barnes. Harrison Barnes isn't going to get better as the season goes on. Okay, he's an older player. He is who he is. If he's hot, if he got it going, sure. If it's working, sure, keep him in there. 17 minutes, he shouldn't have got it today. All of his minutes should have went towards Carter. Because even if Carter doesn't play as well, and even if he does struggle, at least we're getting a little bit of experience. Because you're getting nothing out of Harrison Barnes having a bad game, mind you. And maybe this is me not knowing what I'm talking about, but these are my thoughts on it. I don't think you're getting anything out of Harrison Barnes having a bad game. Because he knows what he needs to work on. He knows what he did wrong. He'll go back into the game or in the next game. He'll play better. You know, it's fine. He's a veteran. He knows what he is. He's not going to change, and there's not going to be any massive leaps we see from Harrison Barnes. Okay, Harrison Barnes, he's not going to get so much better once you get to the playoffs. If anything, he'll be what we expect, or he'll be worse. Like that's just the truth of it. And historically, Harrison Barnes have had some pretty rough showings. But anyways. Keldon Johnson, I'm okay with him getting minutes, obviously. I think he should. But in this game, I don't know about it. I don't know about 17 minutes, boss. Now, if he was out there and you also had... Well, no, honestly, nope. Keldon was awful this game. I ain't going to lie to you. I ain't going to hold you. He was awful. He was pretty awful. No reason for him to get as many minutes as he did. So those are my big gripes, like Carter Bryant not playing, lack of, and also, okay, you know what? Yeah, I'll just go straight into it. Number 4. Keldon played like last year. Keldon to be fine. I want to say that. Keldon will be fine. Brother. De'Aaron Fox. Let me preface. I'm gonna start off with some gentle startups. Okay, let's start off with some gentle startups. De'Aaron Fox. I really appreciate what we got for you. I mean, we literally got nothing, or we literally gave up nothing to get Fox, which is really cool. You're an all-star. You're extraordinarily talented. There's a lot. You got a lot of game in your bag offensively. I don't want you gone. I want you on this team. And I think a big part of why De'Aaron Fox haven't looked the best is because we haven't really built the team around the concept of Fox and Wemby. It's been more of a Castle Wemby type play and all of the others. And De'Aaron Fox this season has mostly been another. Now, I will say once we get to the playoffs, I do expect more out of him because, you know, I've seen some of his playoff performances. I've seen him step up when his team need him. We've gone against the Kings and we struggle with Fox, right? So I expect him to step up. And I know a big part of it is how the team is constructed, and they haven't really focused in on playing through Fox and Wemby and making that work the way that it does. And I understand all that, but But brother, this performance was one of the softest performances I've seen all season. Absolutely inexcusable. Some of it, I get it. New York Knicks got a lot of big guys. I think that our starting lineup still isn't the best, especially going against a team like this. I think we should adjust on the fly going into these games and maybe change it up a little bit. De'Aaron Fox are surrounded around other guards while they have all these pretty. I mean, come on, Mikal Bridges running around. I mean, OG running around. Like it's a lot. It's some size. It's some stuff you're dealing with. So I understand, and he can't be as physical as some of the other guards in the NBA. And adjustment could be De'Aaron Fox comes off the bench. Not going to happen, but that could be an adjustment. An adjustment could be taking one of the guards out of the starting lineup and implementing Carter Bryant. I don't know. Could be. Making sure De'Aaron Fox is being, we're running through the offense through him. Maybe. I don't know. But this was soft. I mean, I don't know what he was doing, passing up the ball every single second, not really directing traffic, not being very aggressive, continuously lacking physicality and not even trying to give any physicality. And one thing I've noticed, this is me being upset. I'm upset, okay? And next time we go live, I'll probably feel a little bit different, and maybe I'll take back some of what I'm about to say. But I am getting so tired and sick of seeing anytime the San Antonio Spurs get into somewhat of a scuffle, okay? Some type of a scuffle. This is outside of basketball, right? But like even the Pistons game, we get into it with some guys. Keldon, he give him a little shove, like, hey, get off my point guard, right? Steph Castle, he's locked in. He's crazy. He's psycho, right? He wants it. He wants to smoke. He's clapping. He's like, I'm in your head right now. We've seen Wemby go at guys and get really hype, right? You see him talk trash on the court. We saw him screaming out at, you guys actually probably didn't see this. He screamed at Cade Cunningham and said, you soft, right? He said that earlier in the game. So like we have certain guys that's ready to box, right? That's ready for that type of intensity. And every single time there's some type of scuffle, there's no scuffle in this game, but every time there's a scuffle, he's the nice guy. Let me break it apart. Come on, guys. Come on. I don't like it. I'm sorry. It irritates me, and I would be okay with it if it weren't for it also bleeding into the game. Because there was one play in particular where he needed to dive for the ball, and he didn't want to risk getting hurt. I'm sorry. I know he's small, but I saw that. I'm not crazy, okay? This was like, and it doesn't mean we win the game if you go for the ball, right? And maybe he goes for it and we regret it. And we're like, oh no, he's hurt, right? But it's a mindset. Like, I think of Cam Newton in the Super Bowl, and people always talk about that, right? But there's a mindset. But one player that I say, this is why I'm getting to the point where I'm like, I understand Mitch. I'm mad at Mitch. He makes me angry, but I understand you, dog. I understand why you're so crazy about Steph Castle. I love him too, but I understand. I get it. I saw Steph Castle go against the Los Angeles Lakers, and we were up by 30, 40, 50, 80 points. And he went for a block that he had no business going for. He went for an insane block. I'm not saying Fox can do that, but the effort is what I'm talking about. He went for an insane block, fell on his back. And I said, dang, that was not worth it, bro. But I love that type of attitude. You're about 30 against the Lakers. You're gonna wipe them off the court. And he went for an insane fast break block. He blocked it, but it was so dangerous. Not thinking about his health at all. Not thinking about how am I going to land this if I jump at this type of speed. He didn't care. He went for it, fell straight on his back, got out of the game, and then ended up coming back the second half. I think he came back second. Did he come back second half, Chet? Is this my revisionist history? He either came back the second half or he came back the next game. It might have been the next game. There was another play in which something similar happened, and then he was out, and then he came back the same game. So it might not have been the Lakers one. The Lakers one, he might have came back. I think the Lakers one, he actually did come back the next game. And And I just figured he was going to be out like the next game. Absolutely insane. That's the type of effort that you need. And you can't even dive for a loose ball. We got Wemby's long self diving for loose balls. You can't dive? I mean, he was just trying to dribble just to keep himself as safe as possible. Let me just try to dribble. Let me get the ball. Wait a minute. Let me get the ball. And all the Knicks had to do was just dive on it. That's soft, man. And De'Aaron Fox also just like, sometimes I feel like, I know that actually, I don't know. Sometimes it feels like he doesn't care. Like sometimes he makes certain decisions in certain passes that he's just not thinking about. Or like he runs into traffic and, you know, not aware of who's around him or not aware of where his teammates are. It's so frustrating. And it's not always like that. But I'm sorry, guys. This is, you know, somebody brought up to me, they were like, well, Clan, the reason why his stats are lower, man, is because the team has so much depth. I get it. But you came to the team as a star. You should be one of the stars. And I haven't had, and this might be a vibes thing, but I think stats wise shows it too. I've watched a team. I've watched you know, this team where I feel like Castle sometimes feels like more of a star. And Castle is not as talented offensively as De'Aaron Fox. I'm tired of it, bro. This team's identity, we're tougher than that. Small stuff like that is important. You weren't going to win that game diving for that ball. Sure, you weren't going to win it. But good God. I mean, last time we got a 20, he broke 25 was beginning of this month, or last month technically, against the Golden State Warriors. And that makes sense, right? Like Golden State Warriors didn't really have much they could do. They didn't have, you know, really any rim protection. So it makes sense for, and all of their, you know, they allocated all of their resources towards Wemby. So it makes sense for him to have this type of a game. But apart from that, man, it's just been like, it's a role player. He's a role player. He's had two. He's had two 30-point games this season. I wasn't expecting two 30-point games when we're this far into the season. When we're in March. Fox learned nothing from Dragon Ball. Yeah, and he's a Dragon Ball fan. You should know more. It's just frustrating, bro. It feels, sometimes it feels like, I don't know how I can explain this without it sounding crazy or like too hyperbolic or just silly, but like, I don't know how else to put this. De'Aaron Fox, it feels like basketball is a job. You know, like it feels like basketball is a job. Like he loves it. It's more of a job, you know, like, oh, I enjoy my job. I go, I do my job. I enjoy it. I have fun. It just feels like fun to him. And for some of the other players on the team, I don't think it feels like fun. I mean, I know they're having fun, but it feels a little bit more like do or die. It feels a little bit more like I'm obsessed with this. It feels a little bit like I have an unhealthy obsession. Like I watch Wembanyama play, seems like he has an unhealthy obsession. I see Steph Castle play, unhealthy obsession. He's so locked in. He just can't imagine. He can't picture a life of losing. Like it just eats him up inside, right? He would need therapy 6 days a week if he loses a game in the playoffs. That's how he comes across. I mean, you're going for blocks. You're going for dangerous blocks against a team that you're up 30 on. Like, he's crazy about it. Even Devin Vassell, he got a calm demeanor, but he's kind of crazy about it. Like, he's pretty locked in a lot of the times. You know, Julian Champagnie, he does a lot of dirty work. You know, Harrison Barnes, I think it's more of a job, but like, You know, he's just kind of an engine. You know, he just does what he does. Keldon's crazy about it. I complain about this game, but like Keldon's crazy about it. He can't. Every second of the day he's thinking about basketball. Carter Bryant. You know, these are guys. Cornette. I mean, how many times do we see Cornette with a broken face every game? Like, he's in it. But I'm getting tired of seeing Fox play so pretty. I know he's small. I know these guys are bigger than him. I know Dylan Harper's bigger. Steph Castle's big. I understand all that. But man, I ain't used to that, bro. How tall was Tony Parker? 6'1"? Man, Tony Parker came from an era where you still had like a plethora of big men protecting the rim and getting rough with you. They're not going to let you just fly in the air. They will hit you mid-air. Like, he's still from that era. Not saying that's good basketball, by the way. I'm not one of those people that's like those old heads like, back in my day, this is when it was really great. I don't think that that's great basketball. But I will say that he was fearless. Tony Parker was absolutely fearless. And I'm getting tired and sick of seeing De'Aaron Fox not be fearless. I'm getting tired and sick of seeing De'Aaron Fox break up fights. Stop breaking them up. Every single time. You guys probably think I'm tripping about that. Hold on. Give me a second. You guys think this is okay? Hold on. Actually, I'm gonna slow it down for you. Think this is all right? Come on now. Come on, boys. And look at Champ Penny. Come on, guys. Break it up. Let's break it up, guys. Come on. Let's break it up, guys. Guys, come on, guys. I'm tired of it. I don't want to see this no more. Why do I have it in Japanese? I don't want to see this anymore. I'm tired of it. Stop breaking up fights. Stop breaking up fights. Hold on. You think I'm joking? You're like, oh, you know, that's okay. That's all right. There's nothing wrong with that. No, it is a problem when it starts showing up on the court. Hold on. I'm not joking. Let's see if we get. Hold on. I need an angle of this one. Is there an angle of what happened here? Hey, here we go. Throws Castle to the ground. Castle hits his head. Tries to stand over him. Keldon Johnson says, hey, knock that off. So Fasel, okay, you're going to help your teammate up. I got you. That's cool. Look who's here to save the day. Come on, peace and harmony, guys. Come on, we get paid millions of dollars. We don't have to do all that. We don't have to do all that fighting. What are we fighting for? We should all be friends. Come on, guys. Come on, knock it off. Knock it off. Come on. Come on. Yell something back! What are we doing? Come on. F is for friends who do things together. U is for you and me. Come on, guys. We don't have to fight. Leave that to the college kids. Well, no, college kids get paid now. You leave that for the high school kids to fight, you know? We don't have to fight. We're all adults here. No. Be childish. I hate it, bro. It's every time. Usually I'm okay. Like, usually it's like, oh, okay, you know, break up the fight or whatever. But this is every time. Every time he's the one to come and make peace. And if you were on the court and you were just being that guy and you were being nasty, okay. And sometimes he is. Sometimes he is. Sometimes he has performances where it's like, oh yeah, he was killing there. But like, Games like this Knicks one, man. Nah, bro. This ain't it. This ain't it. So I just think it translates to the like stuff like this. It translates what you're doing on the court as well. And sometimes I question. I'm just being honest. I don't know how else to. You know, he can change my mind. Like I'm so open. It's not like I want to believe this. Oops. It's not like I want to believe this. But sometimes I question De'Aaron Fox's like heart in it. Like how invested is he in this? Sometimes I question it. I don't want to question it. It might be a little crazy to jump to that and be like, oh, he doesn't have any heart and he's and all that. I'm not trying to say that, but I do question it. Sometimes. Ridiculous. Yeah, friendship is magic. We can win. We can win, guys. We can win. We can win with the power of friendship. We don't have to fight. We can win this game with the power of friendship. It's not okay, bro. And it's really not okay when I'm seeing like oh man, I don't know how else to explain this, guys, but like your demeanor, right? And I wouldn't be like picking apart these small things where it's like he's breaking up fights. That's really a big deal, clan. But if it weren't for the lack of aggression too often that I'm seeing for somebody who's getting his paid as much as he's getting paid and what we expected out of him, it would, like, if I wasn't seeing that, then I wouldn't have a problem with it. Like Tony Parker, I mentioned Tony Parker. Tony Parker wasn't like getting in guys' faces or nothing like that. But his level of competitiveness, his level of, what am I trying to say? Like just how locked in he was. It was on the court. You saw it. Every night he's risking injury. Every night. Fearless going into that paint. Every night. Sometimes it was boneheaded, sometimes it was dumb, but you cannot tell me that wasn't a competitor. You couldn't tell me that wasn't a championship point guard. He cared. He truly cared. And sometimes with De'Aaron Fox, and I tried to hold my tongue, but this is one of those games where it's like, it's so obvious. Sometimes I question how invested he actually is. Tavares, come on, no heart because he's breaking up fights. Did I literally just say that I thought I just literally said that I would not care about all of that, like the smiling and joking around and breaking up fights and stuff like that. I literally said I would not care about it if it wasn't the same of what I'm seeing on the court. He plays too friendly on the court. He plays too passive on the court. And he's better than that. That's the problem. If he was just breaking up fights, okay, that's okay. Be level-headed. But I want to see that competitiveness on the court. That's all I'm saying. You're trying to say, oh, you try. No, bro. You're like straw manning my argument. That's not the problem. Devin Vassell breaks up fights. You can't tell me Devin Vassell doesn't care. I don't know. It's a certain level of intensity and effort every game, even when he's inconsistent. There's a certain level of inconsistency. I'm sorry. There's a certain level of intensity that he tries to play with every single night. De'Aaron Fox, I feel like he gets passive. I feel like he doesn't go for certain loose balls. He doesn't get as physical, He doesn't attempt to. Don't really put his body on the line. There's just a certain level of toughness that I think this team exudes. How do you say that word? Can somebody spell that in the chat? Exudes? It's so weird. You come across certain words you just don't use every day, so it's like, wait. My brain is breaking. Anyways, it's a certain amount of toughness that he just doesn't show all the time. And I feel like a lot of other guys do show it. Maybe he hasn't bought in as much because everyone else was there when they sucked. Exude. There we go. Thank you. I don't know, man. I'm not with that. I ain't with that jiggy. If Pat Bev, I'm not saying you got to be a Pat Bev, but if a player like Pat Bev played for every single team in the NBA, you're gonna get the same play. You're gonna get a certain level of toughness. But even we don't even have to go that extreme. Steph Castle, how he plays right now, he'll play anywhere. Now Fox doesn't have the capability to be a Castle because of the size, because of the defensive awareness and all that, defensive instincts. You know, Fox doesn't have that, and Fox does get some like really good steals here and there, which is really nice. But where was I going with that? My camera just froze for a minute. Actually, I don't know where I was going with that. I know what I'm saying. I don't think it's circumstance. Okay, this is like a personality thing. It makes me nervous because we're so reliant on him. The reason why I don't go in on like Harrison Barnes as much is because it's like, I don't think we live or die by Harrison Barnes. Like, I think he's more so a neutral or net positive, you know? Like, he doesn't play as well. Okay, you know, it is what it is. But if he does play well, then he's like, he adds on to what we already got going on. But Fox, I feel like we live. This is why I'm being so harsh too, because he's a veteran. He's been here. He's been in really tough playoff environments, and seeing him not put forth as much effort as you would expect is irritating. He's taken less shots than Wemby, Vassell, and Castle. Like, he's the one that we need. Castle is playing so hard and playing, you know, so well for the most part, but Castle doesn't have the offensive bag as a Fox. He just doesn't. He doesn't. And that's okay. Like, it's fine. It's okay. But he doesn't. But he plays with a certain level of intensity every single night. De'Aaron Fox, I feel like we need him to play with more intensity. We need him to care more. And I just question it. I start to question it. I usually don't pick apart, you know, guys' personalities or whatever. I try not to. It's like, okay, that's who he is, you know. Happy-go-lucky. But sometimes it's like, all right, can we bring a little tough? Why we kikiing and ha-haing and what are we doing here? Wemby is broken up when we lose games, or when we're losing games. Castle is hurt. He's hurt when we're losing. Vassell is hurt when we're losing. And De'Aaron Fox is just like. Do you think Fox is giving up because he's not the primary point guard? I don't know what it is. Maybe it's one of those where he's like, hey, once we get to the playoffs, it is what it is, right? I also think that he sees his role more so as, and I might not be using this correctly, but like kind of like catalyst for Victor Wembanyama, like just helping Victor Wembanyama become great. He said that before, that he really just want to help Vic become great, which is cool, but I don't know. Playoffs is going to change. I think so. That's what I'm hoping for. I'm hoping for this is one of those, hey, this is a star veteran. He understands the bigger picture, and that's when he's going to turn it up. You know, maybe. Castle's going to be traded. You better not trade Castle. Not at this point. You better not trade Castle. Yeah, maybe it's one of those where he'll turn it on once the playoffs hit. But guys, and I know some people are probably going to see this and be like, oh man, Clay being so negative. You lose one game and you get so negative. This is something that I've been thinking about all season, and I've just been chill about it. I've been trying to be chill because it's like, hey, I don't think that we're utilizing him as well as we can, but it's something triggered me. It was the final straw in this game where I saw him not dive for a loose ball. I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry, bro. That was the safest that was the safest recovery attempt of a basketball I've ever seen in my life. I don't like that. Every player should be doing it. Sorry. Nah, I'm capping right now, but Castle gets on my nerves. Yeah. Castle hasn't been getting on my nerves lately. I love what I've seen from Castle. Castle was fine. I mean, his percentages weren't that great in this one, obviously, but he was okay. Mitch did not have the starting lineup ready to play today. They might have been starstruck. The intensity was not there like New York, and I'm being objective. Oh, for a minute I was like starstruck by the Knicks. I know what you mean. It was a lot of stars there. Yeah, you had like Ben Stiller, Tracy Morgan, Larry David. I didn't even know Larry David liked. I guess I did know that. Yeah, you did have a lot of stars there, so it was a pretty big game. Why is Fox starstruck? Wemby didn't care. Wemby didn't play his best, but I'm not gonna get onto Wemby, okay? He played hard. He realized that the team, he was like, okay, my team really needs me. He started taking over. But yeah, we didn't have a co-star. And that's one thing that bothers me too. It's like the co-stars always feels like it's somebody else, I want the co-star to be more consistently De'Aaron Fox. it just seems like he's serviceable. That incredible month that we had of nonstop winning. Are they counting these two? I hope they're not counting these two or these three. But yeah, like that month, like he averaged 15 points. Like, actually, it might have been better than that. Is it better than that? And I'm not sure. And the month before that, he averaged 17%, but under 50% shooting. December might have been his. Was December his best? No, his best was November out the gate. And I think we were missing a lot of guys at this point, right? During November, when he had like these really great showings. He's capable. I just think he's too much. I think a part of it is coaching, like I've been saying, where you're not really utilizing him how you could, or how you should. Because you're really going to need him in the future. But I can't ignore that. I think the lack of effort is there. So yeah, they don't even need Sohan to beat us. Yeah, he whooped on us. Good news is, like I said, we won't see the New York Knicks, like probably at all. Like I don't even know if they make it to the finals. Us making it to the finals is up in the air, right? Like we gotta compete first. So if we make it to the finals, that would be great. But yeah, who knows, right? Who knows with that? So we'll see. We'll see when it comes to the Knicks. But they're kind of our toughest matchup, just because of how their team is constructed and they're well coached. So yeah, they're kind of our nightmare. But if we make it to the finals, I would say that we're even more battle tested than even the Knicks, because the Knicks will have to get through the Pistons, and that will be their toughest one. But with us, it will be so many teams that you have to go through that are potentially 6-7 game series. So if we can do that, then I think we'll be more ready. for them. But what's not going to work is ignoring players on your team that could potentially help and just keeping your team at a disadvantage when we're already going to be at a disadvantage, but just like keeping us there for no reason. It's crazy. Like Carter Bryant, put him in, let him get some minutes. Why is he getting garbage time? Like this makes no sense at all. I'm sorry. If this game was closer, he would have got DNP. Like, why is that? I don't know. Like you were saying with his personality, he's laid back and nice. I think he's playing the role Mitch wants him to and letting everyone else take the lead. Yeah, see, that's an issue. You're right, though. He is laid back and nice and, you know, being a team player. But come on, let's wake up. Like, let's wake up. It's very obvious what your team needs. And sometimes it feels like, okay, we really need him. And he's just kind of nowhere to be seen. Also, don't get that many plays drawn up for him, which is strange. But yeah, laid back and nice gets minutes from Mitch. That is true. I guess we got quite a few of those laid back. To Mitch's credit, he did take Harrison Barnes out of the starting lineup, so he at least did that, which I thought should have been done. We're not paying him for being nice. Come on. Yeah, I'm okay with you being nice. I'm okay with you being laid back, right? That's fine. I'm not expecting him to be in guys' faces. I'm not expecting him to start fights. I'm not expecting you to do any of that, right? Like, you are who you are. Be your personality. But what I do expect is you to be mean when you play. And too often I feel like De'Aaron Fox is not mean. He takes on a role. And then he gets to a point where I would want the star who came to the San Antonio Spurs, who got a pretty nice contract, to come over and be like, this is my team. This is me and Vic's team. And sometimes you got to push back. Not start anything, but just push back. Like, Mitch, like, I really, like, can we like start setting some stuff up? Because I feel like I can cook like some more. And I can help this team a little bit more. Fox to me is just like, oh, I'm happy to be here. I'm just having a good time. Yeah. Mitch ain't like Pop. Pop would sit as star player when he sucks. Yeah. Yeah, these minutes would not be distributed the way that they were in this game, for sure. I also think a big part of this is Sean Sweeney when it comes to, like, who's in these rotations for his defensive schemes. I don't know. I remember that. Remember Pop in a huddle, tell the team next guy to miss a free throw buys me a car. Yeah, I remember that because they just kept missing free throws. Yeah. Anyways, all right. That was like a 49 minutes, 50-minute rant. We're posting the whole thing. 50-minute rant about how the Spurs pissed me off. When's our next game? I don't think we have any more back-to-backs, right? So it'll be, is it Tuesday? Is it Tuesday, guys? And who do we play? I could literally just check. I miss Pop. We were so spoiled. Man, a lot of the fan base wanted Pop gone. Wasn't me. We got Philly. Nationally televised game at that. Yeah, Tuesday. Okay. On Peacock. Okay. I haven't even kept up with the Sixers. 33-26. Okay, so they're pretty good. They're okay team. Yeah, they're okay. They're on a 3-game winning streak. They just beat the Timberwolves at Minnesota. Really? I was gonna say that. I was like, okay, yeah. Everyone played. Oh no, Gobert didn't play. Oh, was that the game that Gobert got? Did he get suspended for a game? Maybe that's why they won. But that's like a blowout, though. Okay. He said it's Embiid playing. Like I said, I haven't been keeping up with the Sixers at all, so I have no idea. Let's see. Oh, he might be. He played the last one. Did he get hurt in this game? No, he played 31 minutes. Looked like he played the whole time, right? So, yeah. Remember Drummond got in Wemby's jersey and called him soft? Last game, he didn't even play, so we might not even see him. Are they going to have a back-to-back? Like, did the Sixers play tonight? Yeah, Sixers played. Oh, wait, it's not a back-to-back. They play tonight. Sorry, I'm stupid. So they play the Boston Celtics tonight. Any games? Nah, there's no games I want to watch today. Like, Philly and Boston. Should be a good one, but. And then you got OKC Dallas. Okay. Yeah. Oh, Embiid is out for 3 games? Golly. Yeah, he's out for 3 games. So no Embiid. That's unfortunate. Well. 2 guys I want to listen to. I'm starting with Mitch Johnson. He was quite irritating in this game. And I'll tell you why. Before I do, though. If you guys are interested in merch, I'm actually working on the shirts this week, finally. So the prints finally got in. I already had the shirts come in, so everyone who ordered last month, apologize for the wait. But I had all the shirts and hoodies come in, and I was waiting for the prints. But I'm finally got the prints, so I'll be able to work on that this week. So just stay in, just hang in there. All right, I'm gonna get that stuff off. But if you guys are interested in getting any merch, please go check it out. Link in the description. Yeah, or just go to clanthemerchfan.com. Okay. Invader Wim is my favorite one. I'm not gonna lie to you, that's my favorite one. All right. So this game. So I already went on like a 50-minute segment and being irritated with everyone, mainly Fox, but also Mitch Johnson, because a few things that I feel like exposed us. Okay, let me say this. I said it in the other segment, but I need to say it again because people aren't going to catch it. I don't think that losing to the New York Knicks means that we can't win a championship this year. It doesn't mean that we can't get to the finals this year, even though they were able to expose some of our flaws. Because even with the flaws that we do have, we've still managed to beat teams to a pulp, right? And the only team in the NBA that I think can expose it to the extreme are the Knicks, because of how they're constructed. They're kind of a nightmare for the type of team that we have. They're a nightmare. There's other teams that can do pretty well as well, like the Detroit Pistons. That will be a long series. I think even the Timberwolves, I'm not looking too forward to that if we meet them like in the second round or something like that. Those are going to be really tough matchups, I think, but none of which are going to be as tough as going against the New York Knicks, because they exposed everything. They exposed our poor, because people think that, I don't know why Charles Barkley said that we have great perimeter defenders. We have good ones. We have a really elite one, or a really great one. And then we have another great one that didn't play, Carter Bryant. I don't understand that. So, but we don't have like a bunch of them, and we got a ton of guards. But anyways, so lack of defense on the perimeter, they exposed that. That made it very difficult for us. Them being able to do 5 out makes it difficult for us, because you pull in Wemby outside of the paint, right? And that's not fun to do. And then on top of it, you top of that with how physical that they can play, and how long some of their players are, especially their wings, and that makes it tough for us, right? Because we're a little bit smaller. It's lots of things that they just kind of exposed. Our lack of play calls, like, yeah, that's not going to work against the Knicks. We didn't really make them move at all on the defensive side of the ball, which was very frustrating. But yeah, and their home court advantage. I mean, their fans were absolutely insane in this one. Am I missing anything? Oh, rebounding. Yeah, the offensive rebounding, right? We don't have a power forward, so that makes it very difficult. And then the Spurs have a habit of not calling timeouts at good times. Like, you allow teams to go on too long of runs and you don't call timeouts. We've had history this season, short history, because it hasn't been going on that long, and Mitch is a new coach, but not making enough adjustments. Now, I think he's been doing it great, especially on the winning streak. He was doing it really great. But with this team in particular, you had to make some drastic changes. Drastic to the point where I think Carter Bryant needs 25 plus minutes in a game like this. But yeah, kind of strange not to, which I understand with them having those shooters, not going with the French vanilla, but other times he's gone with that lineup at worse times. So I didn't really understand why not lean on it in this one at some point, especially when those rebounds were getting wow. So yeah, and lack of effort from, I think, some of our guys, but we're not going to get too much of that. But yeah, Fox not diving for that loose ball really pissed me off. I'm not going to lie to y'all. All right. Sorry. That's enough yapping. I didn't realize I had to slow down. Hold on. Okay.
We were taking the ball out the net quite a bit, so that obviously took away our pace. And then they did a great job. Just their physicality on the basketball was apparent. They did a really good job of, whether it was, pushing us out of operating areas or just having really good resistance and presence and activity on the basketball. And then they were very connected behind it. So just a well-coached, well-executed, connected performance from the group, their whole group, top to bottom.
And I will say they did do a really great job on Fox. Like, Fox he did have very little place to go with the basketball. But then that's where I think play calls should have been made to try to help Fox be involved, because he's too talented not to be involved at all. He's just out there. So you're just a net negative, because his defense is okay, but that's what that is. His defense is okay. His offense is where he's really great. So if you just have him out there sitting in the corner.
Kind of went down like during that 19-0 run. That's the biggest run you guys have given up all season. Just kind of curious with the game plan and stuff.
They set up plays for Vassell and Wemby, by the way, so that was good. But no for Fox.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, when you play against a team like this in a competitive physical game, as it was in a hostile environment that it is, the first 10 minutes roughly couldn't have got almost any better for us. And we're at the free throw line blocking out a great foul that we had in terms of the situation that called upon it on Mitchell Robinson. He misses a free throw. They get the rebound. and that started the run. And I think that play wasn't the run, but we have to understand the delicacy of every possession and every detail, because when you're playing a team of this caliber and
let's see something. Oops. Wait, what is this? Oh, this wasn't what I was. Okay. I think we exit out of the screen we're on. Let's see what he's talking about. Oh, they changed how this looks. Okay. He's talking about the first quarter is when it started to run. He said Mitchell Robinson got an offensive rebound. Fine. Okay, so it might have been the second quarter. What? Am I tripping? What is going on? Is he talking about the third quarter? The 5-point play. When was that? When? Oh, well now it's coming up. Was it the 5-minute mark? Because now it's coming up. Now everything's coming up. What? Now it's gone again. I'm so confused. Oh, it's because you have to load all of it, I think. Well, that's dumb. You said, I think so, first quarter? Okay, so it was what we were looking at. So 2 points. 2 points. Sorry, I'm just trying to see. So frustrating. Okay. Drops in defender. Use that offensive rebound. Is it right here? Misses 3-pointer. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what play he's talking about. And this is frustrating too. Oh, okay. Well, you know what? Screw it. I know what we'll do. It doesn't matter. I just want to see how long it took before Mitch Johnson called a timeout. All right, so Knicks calls a timeout. Spurs up 12-5. Spurs up 14-5. Okay, makes sense not to call a timeout. 14-7. 16-7. Okay, you know, still a ball game. 19-7. 19-9. 19-11. And then we call a timeout. I guess that's not that bad. And then 19-14. Guess we don't make enough adjustments because they're still going on their little run. Oh my goodness. Okay. Wait. Wait. Hold on. What type of run did we allow them to go on before we called another timeout? So we're up 19-11. They hit a shot, so it's like, okay, we called a timeout. And then they start going on their run. And next thing we know, they took the lead in the first. We go into the second. And then for 2 minutes, they go on a run. Okay. It's like, it's been worse. Like, I've seen worse this season. So I guess I won't get on to Mitch too much about it. But it did feel like we weren't stopping the bleeding. It was a lack of adjustments for sure. Let's see. I mean, at one point, it was so bad, guys, that we had De'Aaron Fox guarding Jalen Brunson, which that was something I didn't understand at all.
You give them, or help give them, I should say. Obviously, they had great effort to get the basketball, but something that should be more controllable than not. Now you let someone like Jalen Brunson get into a rhythm when you give him multiple opportunities. Then we foul the shooter. And so I think that stretch got them going. We missed some shots, but then I think that stretch led us to being very hesitant, very indecisive, very on our back foot. And I think if you watched us even a little bit this year, the best version of us is fast, activity, space, pace, whether that's ball movement, body movement, or combination of. And at that point, through that stretch, we felt like in quicksand a lot both ways. And they get obviously a lot of credit for that.
Mitch, how big of a deal would you make of this to the guys? You've won 11 in a row, and one day a lot of things go wrong. Is it use this as an example of what they can't do, or kind of move on from?
You know, every game there's takeaways and learning lessons and moments that we want to extrapolate. And I think tonight is a great example of against a team that you want to be able to compete against in an environment that was hostile and is going to continue to get like this as the season goes on. And it's going to test your poise, composure. It's going to test your physicality and mettle. And those two things together is going to be the execution and the details and the connectivity of it. And so there's things to improve upon, there's things to learn from it, and there's things to just understand that this is what it's going to feel like.
And obviously I agree with everything he said, and he's right. And I like that he's keeping a calm head about everything. Like, and this doesn't mean I think Mitch Johnson's a bad coach or nothing. Like I've said that I'm going to stay neutral until I think the end of the season, or maybe some playoff runs or a couple playoff series or something like that. But I'm gonna play it pretty neutral. But I do think he's done quite a few good things. But I'm sorry, you know, in a game like this where, like he said, it's hostile, it's very aggressive. You need more physicality. I've said this time and time again, but why do we not just fully utilize our roster? And it feels like slowly but surely Carter Bryant is starting to get out of the rotation, and there's nothing he did. Like, and this is where everyone was trying to tell me, like, oh well, you know, the reason, you know, Jeremy didn't is because he didn't play because he's just trash. Okay, whatever, you know, he's not with the team, it's cool. But you know, if that's what you think, whatever, I think you're wrong. I think you can use him, but okay. And then you get Carter Bryant, and it's like, well, he's the replacement. All right, cool, I can see that. But now it's starting to get. Now I'm starting to get a little worried. Like, it seemed like he started getting his rhythm. You gave him 16 minutes, and this is during the win streak, right? 16 minutes, 13 minutes, 18 minutes, 17 minutes. He's taking shots. 27 minutes. Then it starts getting a little weary. Okay, he gets 9. Okay, it was a pretty impactful 9. I remember that game. And 16, 11. Okay, and now it's just like, why is he getting under 10? Why is his last 4 games under 10? And I mean, this one in particular, this is garbage time. So he almost got 0. Why? What is it? What's changed about our team that would make sense that Carter Bryant doesn't play? What has happened from the beginning of January or February to now that means he doesn't play? Some players' leash on this team is just too small. Is it that he shot poorly? I mean, he shot horribly against the Nets. Is that what it is? It's like, all right, that's reps, but we don't do that with anybody else. You think Fox minutes are gonna waver after he shot 3 for 10, 1 for 6 from 3? You think his minutes are gonna change? You think Julian Champagne's minutes gonna change? He only had 3 points. You think Harrison Barnes' minutes gonna change? He was horrible every second he was in this game. His minutes aren't gonna change. He's gonna get pretty consistent minutes. He's gonna be in the rotation. Keldon was awful this game. He's gonna be in rotation. What? Why Carter? Because he's young? And Carter isn't a typical like late lottery pick or later lottery pick like he is. He wasn't supposed to be that. I hope you guys know that. He was supposed to be a top 6 lottery pick. Most people had him going around 6. I didn't think that we would get him. I had him second on my big board for the draft, and I just didn't think he would get him. I'm pretty sure the entire live stream I was like, man, we're not getting Carter. He's on here. He's on my list, but guys, we're not getting him. He's going to be gone. He wasn't supposed to land to us. This isn't like a typical late lottery pick. I don't know. I just don't think anything has changed from when Sohan got traded waived, and like I don't think anything's changed since then that would mean Carter Bryant shouldn't play. I don't know. It made me sick seeing him out there with Biyombo. He get his minutes with Biyombo. Are we serious? Is it because Plumlee is getting ready to be probably part of this rotation? So let's go ahead and inch Carter out. I don't know. No excuse for that. No excuse for that. Absolutely ridiculous. All right. Anywho, went over the Mitch stuff. Now let's hear what Vic has to say. At least Vic is very honest, right? He's very honest. I'll tell you what I saw from this game, and then we'll take a look at what Vic had to say. So big shout out to me. If you guys want some merch, go check it out. Go to clanthemerchfan.com. I'm actually, if you guys are still waiting on your order, I apologize. It just takes a while because I got to get everything sent to me, and then I make it, I ship it, and all the packages ship it. So, but I got all the shirts in. I already had the shirts and the hoodies in already because that came pretty early. But the prints were taking a while, but got the prints. So I'll be able to work on that this week and send that out. And I actually really enjoy doing it. Like, it's pretty relaxing, like actually making shirts and doing that. But anyways, if you guys are interested, go check it out. Link in the description. But yeah, this is my favorite one, Invader Whim. I love it so much. But yeah, if you guys are interested, go check it out. Clanthemerchfan.com and get yourself some merch. Get yourself some merch, man. Okay. All right, so we're going to listen to what Wemby had to say. But I'm just going to say that I was very proud of Wemby today. There was a certain level of intensity that I thought some of our team was not using or having. And I thought that we started off trying to force feed Devin Vassell, trying to force feed 3-point shots and just saying, hey, this is how we're going to get our shots because these guys have been great lately, right? But that was not the case in this one. Devin Vassell did fine, but and I was glad that we actually set up plays to get him involved. Wish we would have did that with Fox, but Fox also seemed really disinterested at times, not diving for loose balls. I'm not going to get over that. Anyways, but I thought that Wemby switched the game, got more aggressive, started making plays for himself, and I thought that was huge. And he did play with a certain level of intensity, and not too many stars, especially this young, are able to turn the light switch, right? Or turn the dial. Like a lot of players, they come in and they're like, I'm the guy, right? And they can't really pick, especially if they're as good as Wemby. I mean, no one's really like, this is like a freak of nature, but they would come into the league and say, hey, it's me or the highway, right? Look at Cam Whitmore. Like, he's a really good player, but it can be a little selfish. So it's like, it's all me. And they have a hard time, or it takes time for them to adjust to be like, hey, I need to get other guys involved, right? But Wemby, I feel like he has a pretty decent balance. Like last season, I thought it was more of, okay, sometimes you're a little too passive, But this season, I feel like it's a perfect blend. He's able to recognize and realize when the team needs him, and he takes on that star role, right? And if he has a massive advantage in a game, he's just going to right out the gate just destroy you. Give me the ball, I'm going to work. But in this one, realized that guys weren't playing that well, and he attempted to take over, which, you know, I love him for it. When do we start Harper? It'll be nice, but it's kind of weird because I don't think Mitch Johnson is going to bench, because you got to think about who do you bench. I don't think he's going to bench Steph Castle, which I completely understand. And he's not going to bench De'Aaron Fox, which I think that's more of a contract thing, because at this point, if anything, I send a message. Go to the bench.
I think they did put some physicality, but not even the most that we've seen, you know?
That's true. That's true. We've seen worse. I think it's a personnel thing, too.
And for some reason, we were somewhat hesitant. I think it was in general a team thing. And
Hesitant to go for loose balls? Okay, I'm going to let him talk. Sorry.
for myself, I was especially hesitant on threes for some reason. I think I was holding the ball a little too much when I shot them. Just need a few more reps. That's it. But yeah, hesitant for some reason. Like in that, you can see that in our turnovers as well. I had 7.
Bro, those turnovers were horrible. I'm gonna be harsher on Fox from now on. It just is. It is what it is. Like he's too important to this team. He's a veteran. He's been there. Like he's been to the playoffs. Like I'm sorry, bro. I gotta get on to our boy. Those lazy passes he was doing. Oh, that was awful. Vic, I love you, Vic. I'm gonna be a little nicer with Vic. 7 turnovers is crazy, but I'm gonna be a little nice with Vic. I'm gonna be a little nice. What are you, like 21, 22? I'll be a little nice with Vic. And I thought that he locked in when we needed him to try and lock in. His bad percentage really came down to missed threes. Yeah. Wemby takes responsibility coming from a Pistons fan. Welcome. Are you subscribed? Subscribe to the channel. You show up enough, I'll make you a mod. Ooh, isn't that cool? A mod? Ooh. Wouldn't that be nice? Piston fan? See, other Pistons accounts not going to do that for you, but we're different around here. We're a little different around here. We do things differently around here.
And lots of dumb life ball turnovers too. We gave them life. We should have been better, especially on that run in the first quarter. I think that was the key.
Yeah, we like to have fun here.
Collectively as a group, what can you take from this that can help you moving forward once you guys get into that first playoff series?
I just want to say I'm sorry for the things I've done.
I mean, I think when we look at them, we can take an example as to how they came back in the game, because we were dominating at first, and we had one mistake. I made a mistake on the offensive rebound.
Me too.
And that's when they had their run, But you can see, like, I mean, we can take example of them. They just needed one spark to get it going, and then they were, you can stop them.
You guys had a month where you didn't lose, and to all of a sudden have one pretty rough afternoon. How seriously do you take that? Do you see this sort of regression to the mean in a way?
Regression?
Yeah.
No. I mean, no, I don't see.
He said regression. Okay, that's too strong of a word. Oh, excuse me. Vin said that he hates how we're officiated, and then just saying that teams can play physical against us, and Wemby has the worst whistle in the league. It's very frustrating as a superstar. Yeah, it's very frustrating. I think there's 2 things going on. One of which I think is in our control, and you're gonna hate me saying this, and the other is one that I understand refs to a certain degree. So I'll start with the understand refs. Wemby's a freak of nature. He's extraordinarily tall. You know, just like how teammates had to learn how to pass to him and, you know, all that. It's really hard to tell what's like fair and what's not when it comes to somebody with his size and mobility and fluidity and everything. So maybe it's kind of hard sometimes for them to tell. But also it's like trying to give the defender somewhat slack on, you know, what they, but it's not fair. It's not fair because at the end of the day, like, if you can't guard him, you just can't guard him. Like, it's not his fault that he's freakishly tall and athletic and fluid. That's not his fault. Like, it's not his fault how good he is. So if you foul him, you foul him, you know? Sometimes refs do a good job, but I think a lot of it is like, how do we officiate this? Like I don't know. Like, at this point, like, he's getting calls just because they might feel like just because he's tall. I don't know. It's stupid. It's dumb. Refs try to nerf him. Yeah, that's what it feels like. That's what it is. Yeah, it feels like they try to nerf him. So that's really dumb, and I think that that's wrong. And the second end of it, and this is it. This is in our control. When we gotta talk to refs more, man. Like, you know, I think when I say like, hey, you should cry to the refs more, people automatically picture like Luka Doncic or LeBron James or like where they spend so much time doing it. I'm not saying that, because, you know, you need to do your part, right? You need to be locked into the game, but you do need to have like a working relationship with refs, right? Jordan did it. Saw Kobe do it. Even Duncan did it. You know, like, you got to have this relationship with refs. You need to talk to refs, man. Like, truly go over there, talk to refs, even on timeout sometimes. Like, I don't see Wemby do that enough. And I've only, you know, obviously watch on TV, you don't get to see it all. I've only went to one game this season. He didn't do it once. So, but I don't know. I think, and they were very physical with him. It was the Memphis game. But yeah, I think it's important to do that. You got to cry a little more, man. Just a little bit. I don't, you know, just a little bit. It's you got to be a little political here. Like, talk to him more, have some type of relationship. Maybe he does know them by name, but yeah, you gotta. That's a part of it, man. Unfortunately, because yeah, they're not treating him like a superstar right now.
In your regression, I think it's good for us to see this kind of adversity. I mean, we want to play the best teams, you know, and this is a top playoff. You know, it's a top seed team, playoff team, experienced. They know what it's like, you know, and they gave us a good showing today.
Turnovers across the board. Do you think that that's an area that can easily snowball? You know, turnovers maybe.
Of course. You know, we get a turnover, especially live ball. They get a fast break or an extra possession. If they score, they're ready. They're already back on defense. They're ready. It's hard for any team to play a half-court defense. So we take, and if after that we do turn the ball over again, or take a bad shot, they get it going, they get an easy one, and it's a snowball effect.
You said the physicality was nothing you haven't seen before.
Yeah.
When that happened today, were you surprised that you guys didn't handle it as well as you have previously?
I was surprised. Yeah. It feels like they're a good basketball team. They got good actual basketball players, you know. They're not like the nastiest ugly team, you know. They're not an ugly team to watch, but they made our game ugly.
Speaking of that, sure that was Jeremy grabbing you on the sideline there.
I don't care who that was.
No, that wasn't Jeremy. Yeah, I thought that was Jeremy. And I was like, ooh, that's a cool little back and forth. I don't think that wasn't Jeremy. And you guys saw, I don't even know who that was. It was the guy next to Jeremy. What player is that? But he, like, I don't even think he grabbed him to, like, I don't know how that happened. I think Wemby kind of like fell into them a little bit, and he just kind of touched him, and Wemby just like flew his arm back. Wemby's nasty. Wemby's nasty player, bro. He's nasty. Oh, by the way, let me tell you guys this. Do me a favor, okay? Because I did this for myself. You guys got to do this. Go to last year. I think it was a 50-point game that Wemby had. Does anyone in the chat know what game that was? Hold on. Oh, it was the Wizards? Wizards at home? Okay. Go back. It's 2024. Yeah. Guys, go back and watch this game. Or watch these highlights. It's insane how much better Wemby got. Like, it's insane. Like, I was watching, I was like, dude, his balance isn't as good. He's not as strong. And this is like crazy game from him, 50 points. But he wasn't as strong. He looked a little bit more like a baby giraffe. Watch him that game and then, you know, pay attention to him this season. Wemby's gotten so much better, bro. It's crazy. He has improved. He's so much better. Like ridiculously better. It's only been about a year. It is a huge jump. I didn't, because it's been so long, you know, it's like, and then he was out for half the season, so it's just like, oh, you know. But yeah, I did not realize the massive jump. So yeah, go and watch that. Watch those highlights. It's crazy. It's so crazy. Crap, let me see. Yeah, we're getting spoiled with Vic. Like his jump is crazy, y'all. He looks so much better now. Even defensively, you'll see some of his defensive plays. He looks way better now.
They get it going. They get an easy one. They're not an ugly team to watch. But give it to them the same.
That's all on there.
I don't care who that was. Like. Give it to him the same.
There were a few turnovers at the end where they were trying to pass it into you and it just got picked off by the Knicks. What is the battle like for you throughout a game to like get to positions where you can get the ball and like just kind of like the mind game you have to play with the defense?
Clan, I was yelling at Mitch the whole game on why Mitch didn't play Carter. I was about to say Chris Brown for CB. Carter Bryant at all. Maybe it was 4D chess and it was a spark under him. I don't effing know. I don't think so. Because we haven't really had any examples of Mitch Johnson really doing that with other players, like where he's pulling away your minutes so he can get a spark under you, or like you play super poorly and he just sits you for the entire game. Like only Sohan and Carter Bryant has gotten that really. So I don't think so. You know, I would like to think that, but I think that's coping because there's nah. I mean, I thought Harrison Barnes was awful in this one. I thought he should have sat for a long time. He sat him for like a minute. Brought him back in. Like, I don't think he's been doing that. I have no idea why Carter didn't play. His last game, he went like 0-for-6, so maybe it was that. But I don't know. It's stupid.
There are many things that come in play. Many reasons. I think that this is another example of how hesitant we were and not sure.
How has Harrison been for you guys coming off the bench, HP?
I mean, if you're asking how he's been,
What kind of
he's
does
very.
he bring to the bench unit?
I mean, he accepted his role with no problem. I think he's been smooth. It's allowed Devin as well to show some great things. I think he's right.
Take a couple in French, Maxime.
Victor,
We'll start in the back and then we'll work away. Thank you.
Alors je dis, tu disais,
Oh, is that it?
D'aller sur le terrain et je pense que la première chose, c'est tactiquement.
Victor, qu'est-ce que tu as compris?
Je pense pas avoir.
I was actually interested in that. If any of our French people want to translate, that would be great. So like, you know, obviously once I upload the video, if you want to just tell us what was said at the end of that one. But, oh, man. So frustrating. But I think that is cool, at least from this, that he addressed the Sohan thing. But I don't think that was Sohan grabbing him. He doesn't know who that was. But no, it wasn't. I doubt Jeremy was even talking trash this game. At least I didn't see it. So, but that would be very frustrating. I mean, you're already struggling with the Knicks, and then you have somebody chirping at you. That would be frustrating. It's unfortunate he didn't play. It looks like he's struggling to get minutes now because the Diawa was really good. It was the guy next to Jeremy. Yeah, that's what I thought. I didn't think it was him. At least Jeremy's still on a good team. Yeah, that's the most important part. If he can start getting like a few minutes here and there, that would be really cool. Diawara. Yep. It's okay. Anyways. What did Jeremy give you? It didn't come yet. We'll talk about it whenever it comes. Maybe he'll be here by when we talk next Tuesday. Maybe. Would have been fun if Sohan trolled the Spurs a bit as a friend. Yeah, I don't know. Everyone approached him. Did Wemby approach him at the end? I didn't see it. Because Wemby usually goes to the locker room. But yeah, it is cool. But actually, the funny part is, it wasn't because of the song. I got a message a week before I even did that. I just didn't see the message. So he was paying attention to the channel before. So Sohan was watching the channel before, which is even more wild. Wait, are you allowed to talk about it? Oh, when it comes, I'm talking about it because I'm gonna show it off. Are you joking? Are you kidding? Let's see, Vic. Got my Sohan shirts too. Then they all went on sale. What are you talking about? From the merch shop? It's the same price that it was. I didn't touch any price on there. I'm gonna make a thumbnail. It's not even gonna be complicated. It's just gonna be a picture of De'Aaron Fox, and then I'm gonna put soft. That's how angry I am. It's just gonna say soft next to it. If he's watching the channel, maybe him and Caps can be good friends. I think more than likely what it was him seeing like clips that were put out there. I doubt he was on. Y'all think he was in the chat? Maybe he might have been in the chat. Maybe his friend was in the chat. That's crazy. Well, if we ever lose Keldon, I don't expect to get anything from Keldon because I was really mean towards him. Doesn't change anything. I'm gonna continue to be honest and authentic with how I feel about stuff. I push back all the time if I disagree with you guys on something. Yeah, I'm not gonna be just because now I know. Well, I actually knew this already. So one thing I did know, because I was told this, is that San Antonio Spurs players know who I am. So they've seen some of the stuff here and there, right? So like, that was something I was already aware of. Doesn't make it any less cool though. But yeah, I knew that. But I'm always gonna be like honest. I'm not gonna be like, let me be kind, just in case. I don't care about none of that. I'm also not gonna be like mean just cause. So and Wemby hugging before. Oh, they hugged before the game. Okay, I didn't see them hug before the game. Well, I actually tuned in right when like it was like tip off. Where's the? Oh, there it is. Clan. Andrew. Took a nap before I got on here, but I still feel sleepy, and I think I might be going to sleep early today. I need to do my Anki deck though. I haven't done that. I wonder how many vocab I got on there for today. Oh boy. Sure it's a lot. Sure it's a lot. Let's see. Oh, did someone disagree with me earlier or what? Because you're tagging somebody. What did they say? Oh, okay. Y'all just talking about Fox. He says, when you're being paid the max and marketed as a top tier player, that has to be more visible competitive fire. Right now, he's carrying himself like the guy, but playing more like a jag. I don't know what that reference is. But I will say this. Yeah, you got it. It can turn off. It can turn on in the playoffs, and that's what I'm banking on. But just everything put together, it gets very frustrating. It's like it's not just, being kind and breaking up fights. It's not just that. It's what we're seeing on the court too. It's lack of fearlessness. Oh, just a guy. Okay. Yeah, he's like, if we didn't know who he was, like let's say he was like a 3rd year player, 4th year player, and he's like a role player, and we're playing him, I wonder how we would feel. I think we would be like, whoa, this guy's pretty good, right? I don't know if just based on his performance this year, if we'll be screaming out that he's great. I think a lot of us would be like, dang, this guy's really good. He got a lot of promise, and that's how I feel with Fox right now. It's like, oh, he has a lot of promise. Partly that's because the coach is not putting him in as advantageous positions as they could, and they're kind of have him as like a role player. But number two, I think it's his lack of aggression at times, him being okay with it. You need to set the tone. Yeah, like you're undoubtedly in the starting lineup most of the time, because Wemby's still raw oftentimes, but most of the time, Fox is the most talented offensive player on the court for us. And yeah, he is not. When I said that he was a top 5, he could be a top 5, top 6 point guard. He is none of that. He is not that at all. Going into this league, into the season, I thought that, but I'm like, nah, he ain't that at all. Maybe not even close to that. Who's better right now, Fox or 41-year-old LeBron? I would say Fox. You don't get like any defense out of LeBron nowadays. But statistics-wise, you're probably not going to see too much of a difference. LeBron's averaging more points than him. That is so impressive. 41 games played, 41 started. Did he ever not start? In his career, there's only one game that he didn't start. Oh, 2 games. Wow. Did Duncan ever not start? Two games that Duncan didn't start. It was probably like a minutes restriction thing, obviously. Dude, guys, I'm so upset that we can't get Chris Middleton. I thought that would be a great addition. I wonder who's because it's what, but it's Wednesday is the deadline. How would I do this right now? What would you type in? Bought out players? No. Current free agents. Are these free agents right now? Let's make sure it's accurate. Okay, I think it's accurate. I don't see Kyle Anderson on there. He just got signed. Oh, they tell you. New team. forward is what we need. Torrey Craig available? What's the last thing that happened with Torrey Craig? Oh, he didn't play at all this season? Oh. Is that buyout deadline? Yeah, I think the 4th of March is the last day you can add someone to your roster. I think. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it's not many available. Yeah, this might just be our team. I don't know what else we could do. Marjon Beauchamp. He's out of the league? He was a pretty good prospect. Games played 2? NBA tough, man. I wasn't expecting to see his name on there. Malik Beasley. Yeah, we might be cooked. Yeah, we might be cooked. Spencer Dinwiddie. Plumlee was a good pickup, though. I think we'll be fine if you're gonna have to put Plumlee in the lineup, or at least use him when you need more rebounding. But he's a decent enough defender. You can put him in, start getting him some minutes here and there. And play Carter Bryant, and I think we'll be okay. Chris Paul. Buyout today. Oh, it's today? I thought you had a few days. Well, we might drop 50 on Drummond. I don't even remember Drummond calling him soft. I googled it and my video popped up. Okay. That's funny. Oh, I'm at my parents' house. I'm glad I got a camera, because that's awful. That audio quality too. Ugh, that's awful.
Sensei got it out of him, and now he's a very confident player, right? He is not soft. There is nothing soft. There is nothing soft about Wemby. Pause. but there's nothing talked about Wemby. That dude.
That's a yeah, that audio quality's horrible. That's funny though. Interesting. All right, guys, I'm gonna hop off. I need to eat and chill out. So I appreciate the love. Thank you guys for coming through. I hated this game. It's not over. It's just I am not accustomed to a team being able to expose all of our flaws all at once on full display in front of the world and celebrities, some of which I really like. Larry David being there really upset me that we lost in front of Larry David. Embarrassing. So yeah, just a really bad game for everybody. We've looked better. We will be better. We'll be okay. It's not the end of the world, but I think that was a good game for us to get belts to, and don't think we'll have to deal with a game like that for the rest of the season. But we got some good ones coming up. You got the Sixers, which is going to be really tough. What the heck? You got the Sixers that's going to be tough, but they won't have Embiid. You got the Pistons again. They're going to want their revenge, but at least we're at home. And then we have a long home stint, so we don't have to worry about being on the road anymore, because the road trip is, it looks like it's over. So the Clippers gonna be tough, but we should be able to handle business there. That'll be a fun. We got a lot of fun ones. Rockets are gonna be so much fun. We're gonna have a lot of people in here for that. Celtics, that's a tough one. So you got some challenging ones, but you could very well win all of them. The Knicks were one that I said before that they make me nervous. Like, this game made me nervous because I was like, they have the personnel and will make it tough for us. But other than that, Spurs could win out. It probably won't, but we could. We got a lot of Nuggets games. We got 3 Nuggets games. But that'll be good before the playoffs, so we can get a vibe of what we're dealing with, what we're going against. And I would love to sun the Rockets again. I really enjoy sunning them. So, and no back-to-back until April, I think. Yeah, we have a back-to-back till April. So, cool. Yeah. So, we're going to have a lot of fun. This week is probably going to be one of the more fun Spurs weeks, just because we have so many. Well, the next 2 weeks are going to be so many good games. And I'll be at this one. It's a little while, but I'll be at this one. I'm excited about that one. Anyways, I'll get with you guys later. Thanks for the love. Yeah, Night Clannies. Say hi to the old clan. Oh, my old clan. Hey, old clan. You talking about from that video? That was it's like a year ago. All right, y'all. Bye. See you later.